At a crowded dinner table, a man with a drink is holding court, pulling laughs from the room. Beside him, his wife sits quietly observing. He is telling everyone, loudly, that if they ever split up, she is walking away with absolutely nothing. This balance sheet shows the architecture of his financial control. Over 3 years, the car, the townhouse, and the joint savings were stacked exclusively on his side of the ledger, kept in his name only. He framed the idea of her starting from zero as a joke. She recognized it as a deliberate warning shot and began a meticulous investigation that same night. When an opponent controls all the obvious resources, arguing only signals your vulnerability. The strategic advantage lies in silence, observation, and the accumulation of data. 2 parallel timelines emerged. While he spent months publicly asserting his dominance at social events, she was quietly populating a digital folder with every financial record he thought he had obscured. Digital footprints are incredibly difficult to erase. Every time he moved money out of their primary accounts, she screenshotted the transaction and logged the exact date and amount. She also secured the original wire transfer records from her parents, proving they provided the initial funding for the townhouse. Then there were the text messages. He wrote casual notes about hiding bonus money from the IRS, seemingly unaware that family courts treat these admissions as legally binding evidence of marital property. Individual acts of deception are easy to excuse in isolation. However, a chronological record of dozens of transfers, paired with written intent, establishes a clear, undeniable pattern of asset diversion. When he eventually asked for the divorce, he did it with an audience. He bragged to his brother and coworkers that his financial setup was impenetrable, certain he had won before the case even started. This breakdown of the property reflects the legal reality of the purchase. Because she had secured the records of her parents' initial contribution, the townhouse could be divided into proportionally color-coded equity blocks rather than remaining solely in his name. Family courts prioritize the verifiable paper trail of who actually funded the home over whose name appears on the physical deed. Her lawyer reviewed the folder and realized a fight wasn't necessary. With the paper trail established, the outcome was no longer a matter of debate. It was a legal formality in her favor. Verbal dominance and social intimidation are effective in a group chat, but they are entirely neutralized by a chronological chain of custody and hard evidence in a courtroom. He walked into the hearing expecting to hand over pocket change and leave laughing. Instead, he stood in silence as the judge began to read the actual numbers. The judge mandated immediate equity splits, back pay for the concealed bonuses, and court orders that caught both him and his attorney completely off guard. 2 weeks later, the final court filing entered the public record and began circulating through the same group chat